God is building up an army. I'm part of that army because I became impregnated with what the vision of the house is. That's for men to be on the front line. Now, when God was raising up the army, there was a cut. When you try for a basketball team, there's a final cut. Everyone can't make it because everyone is not impregnated. Everyone is not catching the vision. But the vision of the house is for the men to be on the front line. When God was choosing the army, 300 went down to drink. Well, it was more than that, but 300 came back. But he went down to drink. God said, this is how I want you to choose the army. I want you to look at the men who are still holding their weapon, looking up while they drink. And the ones that are holding their hand down, that cannot see the enemy, you let them stay. It's been too long that the women of God have been impregnated with the men of God, not being in their place. They've been in labor with us because the men of God won't come and pray. In order for the real move of God to come, the men of God need to come and pray. Need to have your hands up. Don't talk about it, be about it. And I'm not worried about who's not coming. I'm not worried about that because God is choosing the army. And I need the men who will scoot down with their weapon in their hand, looking at the enemy while they drink. Because that's what we want. The move of God hasn't come through us. We appreciate the women of God. So standing in the gap, being the bridge, while the men of God been trapping. You ain't got to come. But I need men who are impregnated. It's open to everyone, but the men of God have to be the leaders. We have to be the priests of the home. Here and out. We can't get the men that need to be here until we get the men that need to be here. Praying. On their knees. Real talk. Men are not coming in here until they